As a start of a working week, thank you so much for joining us on the Monday edition of The State here on WTV. My name is 𝗟𝗏𝗧𝗏. Today on The State, we'll be talking about a number of issues concerning us as a people and as a nation. This is what we do on The State. This program is proudly brought to you by the Christian Service University located in Kumasi. If you want to go into nursing, midwifery, teaching, theology, whatever the course is, Christian Service University is up and doing with that. All you need to do is pick up a form because the 2024-2025 admission is still ongoing. Pick a form. If you fill it up and you qualify, you'll be admitted into the school. That is after you're able to pay your fees. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll take a quick turn. We'll return, we'll bring you W briefs, and then we'll move on.
The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246-275375, 0240-154825 or 0244-596603 or visit our website www.csuc.edu.gh. CSU is located at Odeneho Kwadaso on the Kumasi-Obuasi Road, 100 meters off Star Junction. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa.
And to make him better known. That's
Sorry, not sure.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Get ready for a transformational morning experience.
Sorena Shrine is here to build our spirituality, mental and physical well-being.
Through positive, inspiring actions and stories.
We bring you exciting activities and conversations that develop us as a people and as a nation.
We take a look at the trending issues in Ghana and the rest of the world.
And we also review the impacting stories from our local newspapers.
Every morning, we bring you stories of hope, change, and renewal.
We empower you through the Word of God and provoke you to live the purposeful life destined for you.
Join us, Anita Kwako
and the Reverend 𝗟𝗓𝗪𝗘 Agbamanya, Monday to Friday from 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we take you on an inspiring journey, live and exclusively on WTV.
You may also join us on Facebook at WTV Ghana and on YouTube at Wesleyan TV Ghana.
Sorry, not Shrine.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Sorena Shrine is brought to you by
Danwell Insurance, Multi-Credit Savings and Loans,
and the Methodist University Ghana.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us once again. This is W Briefs. This is where we bring you an executive summary of the topic we are going to be discussing later this afternoon. But today we are discussing public transport. Yes, it bothers you and myself. And so today we are asking ourselves, well, in the last couple of months, we can say from the beginning of this year, there has been a lot of price hikes when it comes to petroleum products. Now, this is blamed on the Russia-Ukraine war, as well as the depreciation of the Ghana cedi against the US dollar and other major currencies. But this is just some two aspects of the blame. The person who bears all these brands is the final consumer. That is the passenger that sits in the public transport. And so you realize that GPRTU, among others, have increased fares one way or the other. And the passengers would definitely complain. Now, then again, the passenger would also complain because these monies, they do not see or they do not have a feel of what these monies does for them. Because it rains, you sit in a public transport and you are as good as walking in the rain, most often than not. And so today on The State, these are some of the issues we will be discussing here. And so I would like you to join us, sit behind your television set, relax as we delve deeper into our public transport issues for today. We'll be back after the break. It's Monday, the 22nd day of July. Thank you so much for joining us once again here on The State. My name is 𝗟𝗓𝗏. Our topic for today is public transportation, assessing the current state of affairs and available remedies to this situation. And so I mentioned quite a number of issues concerning the public transport. And so today we sit here on The State and we're going to delve deeper to know what the solutions could be for the ordinary passenger. I have been joined by the PRO for the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana, and he's in the person of David Aguado, and we'll be having this conversation with him. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you too for inviting me.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing good.
You don't look quite happy. Is everything okay?
Everything is okay.
Okay, including the transport sector?
Including the transport sector. The transport sector is not okay, but we are managing.
Ah, okay. So I'll come back to you. Tell us more about that. But before then, tell us about your group, the Concerned Drivers Association.
Thank you very much. Concerned Drivers Association is a transport organization that runs transport as GPRTU, Pro Tour, and Cooperative does. We carry one passenger from one end to another, and then goods from one end to another.
So you're talking about nationwide?
Nationwide.
Okay.
I'm talking about nationwide. We are in the whole 16 regions, and we do the same transport business as GPRTU does it. Cooperative, Pro Tour, name it. We are more than 20-something unions in Ghana, and we all do transport.
So you believe that every driver who runs a public transport business is part of this group? Any of the 26 groups you mentioned?
Yes, any of the 26 groups, because GPRTU have their members. We also have our members. True Drivers have their members. Ghana Committed, Laquest, Pro Tour, and other, name it. We are many. So we have, each and every one of us have our own membership.
Tell us, when did you establish this group?
This transport union started actually way back 18 years ago.
18 years ago?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We started it from one branch, and now we have more than 700 branches in Ghana.
But what was the idea, the whole idea behind this, the establishment of the association? What do you stand to gain?
It's an association that is here to help the drivers in the association and beyond. Okay. The reason why it's beyond is that, let me cite this transport fare issues and things concerning drivers as such. Anything that will bother transport issue in Ghana, it is concerned that is going to bring it out. Or is concerned that brings it out.
Give us a typical example. Give us a beautiful picture of that. Okay.
The beautiful picture of that is 2020. The year 2020. There were some taxes slashed on the petroleum product that we buy, or the petroleum sector, namely price stabilization. Those taxes on it, about 16 taxes on petrol. We sit with the transport ministry and then the energy ministry to do something about it, probably scrap 5 out of it, and it becomes 11. Ups and down, and there are some many issues around it.
But was it finally scrapped off?
It wasn't scrapped off.
Okay.
But finally, it is 6 December, to 6 December
that same year.
Of the same year, the 2020, we did a little bit sit-down strike, like 4 hours sit-down strike in Accra, and become something else.
I remember that day very well,
in which we don't want to occur again. We don't want it to occur again.
But it's been 4 years and you've not done any sit-down strike.
Yes.
Is it that there's nothing bothering you?
There are so many things bothering us, but the time is not yet here. When it happens as it happened that day, we will do the same thing.
Were you the PRO then?
I'm the PRO then.
You were the PRO then?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you actually wrote that communique stating that you want to do a sit-down strike?
Exactly so.
And how did your drivers take it? The members?
The members had heard it. They were happy. Because
they were happy?
Yeah.
But the worker is not happy?
Yes.
Or the worker wasn't happy by then?
The worker will not be happy because there is an adage in account saying that one kasa utiwa ye boni. So we don't want to be, we don't want them to give us a haircut that doesn't befit us. We want a proper haircut, as I'm looking so gentle on your stage. So we want to be. We don't want any punk that will have hair here, hair there, but on the middle no hair. So they were all happy that we did that to, register our concern about the taxes on the fuel.
So between you and GPRT, are you like brothers and sisters? Are you like twins? Are you like siblings? Tell us about it.
We are more than twins.
Okay.
Now the transport fraternity.
Like a mother and daughter sort of thing?
Yeah. The transport fraternity now will not say GPRT alone. The transport operators we have now all understand ourselves that we are doing the same business. It's only our names that are changed. Like we have GPRT, we have Concern, we have True Drivers, we have Pro Tour, we have Tiger and Co. That's the only difference. But transporting people from one end to another is the same thing with us.
So you pay dues and everything? We
pay dues. We pay dues. We do what is right for our members too as well.
So you are part of TUC?
We are not part of TUC. We are not part of TUC. But we are a transport organization on our own.
All right, but how is business in the last couple of days? How has business been?
In fact, business these days is very, very terrible, very, very hard to cope with. Because the pass that we are buying every day, even it's not this time around, buying spare parts is not about day. It's not about day or a week issue. When you go to Abusokan right now to go and buy spare parts, you can be there when the dollar change. Whilst you are buying the spare parts, whilst the dollar change, your price will change the same time.
Let's look at the shaft. How much is it going for at Abusokan currently?
It depends on the vehicle that you are using with each shaft.
Okay, let's take a look at Sprinter.
Sprinter bus, yeah, very good. Sprinter bus, the long shaft now is costing 3,600 cedis. The old currency, 36 million cedis.
Okay. And how many pieces does a Sprinter bus need?
It needs 2.
Okay.
The short one and then the long one.
So one.
One.
Okay.
So it's 2.
And how much is the short one?
The short one, in fact, the short one recently, the price about 6 months ago, I bought one. The price is 1,800 cedis.
Oh, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So that was probably in January.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for now, it will be more than that. Yeah. The short one is costlier than the long one. Because the short one is the female, and then the long one is the male. And the female have problem than the short, the long one. That's why the female, it doesn't last so long, but the long one lasts longer than.
So you can go for 2 years without changing it.
You can go for a year and a half or a year without changing it. But 2 years, I'm not sure it's possible because our road to are a contributing factor of it.
In all, what are the challenges?
Challenges in transport now is very high. Let me start from the spare parts again.
Okay.
If you go to 𝗓𝗪𝗘 right now and you buy Sprinter engine, like we have 3 types of engine for the Sprinter. We have the 𝗧𝗵𝗃 one, we have the Redstone, and we have the electronics. The electronics is the Sprinter's own engine. The 𝗧𝗵𝗃 is what we substitute the electronics with, and then the
so the ones that are created here.
Not
is it created here.
It's not created here,
okay.
But it is not Sprinter. It's not for Sprinter,
okay.
But it looks like the same Sprinter engine.
Okay.
The vehicles that uses the names that I mentioned,
okay.
the Redstone and then the 𝗧𝗵𝗃.
Okay.
Those engines are for them.
Okay.
But it's similar to Sprinter.
Okay.
We change some few things like base, the underpan, and then the arms.
So that's the seat of the engine. You change the seat of the engine.
We change the seat of the engine,
okay.
The arm, and then the dipstick where we gauge the oil from. Those are the things we change to suit Sprinter.
Doesn't it cost much as compared to buying the Sprinter's own engine?
This is far cheaper than buying Sprinter's own engine.
How much is Sprinter's own engine?
I'm very conversant in the old currency, so I'll be using the old currency to mix with the new one.
Yeah, sure.
Sprinter's own engine,
okay.
That's the electronics that I'm talking of, is 420 million. 42,000, is that what I said?
42,000 cedis.
Yes. And Redstone is...
It's almost like 50,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Because you buy it from 𝗓𝗪𝗘, you put it in a vehicle, transport it from that side to wherever the vehicle is.
Exactly so. And you'll be buying other things addition to it.
You have to pay the mechanic as well.
Exactly so. You add another things before fixing the engine. But you see...
If you're buying the Sprinter's own engine, you still have to buy some other things.
Other things to fix it. Because when you take it there, you change the oil filter, the fuel filter, and other things before you fix it in the engine. You fix it in the car. So likewise, 𝗧𝗵𝗃 and this thing. So 𝗧𝗵𝗃, when you buy 𝗧𝗵𝗃 is now costing 260 million.
So like half of the Sprinter's engine amount.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the Redstone is 2829, 280, 290.
More than half of that amount.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's better and cheaper than the electronics engine. But the difference is the way the Sprinter engine itself pulls the vehicle. This one doesn't pull us that. Like if you are going to Kumasi, instead of using 2 hours, you'll be using 4 hours.
Okay.
Because the engine is not, the capacity is not like that of the electronics. The electronics, when you step on it, or you can drive 120 kilometers per hour.
120 kilometers per hour. Okay.
And if you are in it, if they tell you that car is speeding, you will not know, because it's electronics, so you will not know. But if you are in the other one, the 𝗧𝗵𝗃, and we have a name in our term, we call it poo-poo. When they say poo-poo, that means your vehicle is not...
It's not pulling.
It's not pulling.
Okay.
Right? So that is about Sprinter. When you come to Toyota Fish, Toyota Fish, recently, like 6 months ago, the engine was 240 million, 250 million. As I'm speaking to you, it's also equivalent. It's also getting closer to that of Sprinter. It's now 380 million and 390 million.
So 400.
Yeah. So our business these days is very, very hard to go by. That is about engine alone.
Okay.
And when you come to like board rent, shocks and other things, because our roads are not good.
Okay.
Our roads are not good. Even the road that we have, that's the perfect one, is the Tema motorway. But now Tema motorway is not motorable. When driving from La Paz to Tema, will take you like 15 minutes. Now it will take you like...
It's supposed to take you 15 minutes to drive from La Paz to Tema. Okay.
But now it will take you more than 45 or even an hour to Tema. Because the road itself, it's not good. So you have to, at times, you need to brake and restart again. Like you are on high speed, like the fifth speed, you come back down to second or third and pick it from there.
Okay.
Before you go, which is not helping us. And it's also have effect on our vehicles because the budget will be, with the budget will run out, the tires will run out without it time, because at times you go and hit some pothole that is very deep, and your tire will twist. Your tire will twist. Instead of that tire lasting for 6 months to a year, it will only take you 2 or 3 months that you have to go in and buy it again.
How much is a tire? Because that's a common thing on a vehicle. So how much is it?
The tire is also very costly.
Okay.
We have 2 types that we buy, the brand new and then the second hand.
So the brand new, how much?
Yeah, but because your stage is called the state, let me draw the state mind to what we are saying. You see, we are not saying they shouldn't trade, but the traders are doing it bad or evil than good. The reason why
the traders of these spare parts,
they are doing it evil more than good. The reason being that, you see, if you buy home used tire, the tire that have been used elsewhere for almost a year or 2, when you bring it to Ghana, you can use it for 8 months or a year. It's it's very durable than even the brand new that we are buying in our market.
So how much is it? How much does it cost?
The brand new is costing 1,000 cedis, and then the second hand is costing 700 and 800.
Okay, and that lasts longer
than even the brand new.
Why is that?
Because the brand new is very, very inferior. It's not the best. It's not helping us. You see, our station, La Paz to Tema, we have a track record. We have drove more than 15 to 20 years without accident. But recently that we start using this brand new tire, what we are facing on the motorway is very bad. At times, brand new tire, you go and the tire itself will just blast like that, which is not helping us. And if those that are buying the tires or those that are importing the tires into the country, if they will help us, they should bring the quality one. We'll buy it. Sprinter engine, we have electronics engine that is costing 42,000, 420 million. We are buying it.
Okay. So how much is it?
How much is the tie?
Okay.
The tie, the durable one are also there. But when you go to market now, it's high. It's very hard to go by. And ties like Michelin. Not that I'm doing advert for.
Yeah, I don't even want you to mention the brands.
Yeah. Some brands are very quality and durable, but you can go to market and get them now.
Because of the price?
Because I always say this: if the price is high and it's there, we'll buy it, because we want to save our property and lives.
Are you saying you are going to buy the expensive ones because of the amount you are charging per passenger? Because these days you keep increasing the transport prices.
You know,
today is 1 cedi 50 pesos, tomorrow it is 1 cedi, tomorrow again it is 2 cedis and all that.
You know something? The price or not the price, the most important one is to have your vehicle on the road every time. If your vehicle,
but the passenger is the one suffering.
The passenger is the one suffering.
Yes.
We are also suffering.
Okay.
Within a period of 3 or 6 months, you have to go and borrow another money to add to the existing one before you can buy engine. You have to borrow
Is it because
money.
of the fuel prices?
The fuel price is because of the dollar.
Okay.
It's because of the
You're
dollar.
increasing the fares because of the dollar.
Yes.
So we're not paying anything in dollar in this country. You're not paying transport fares in dollars.
Yes, because we are not paying those in dollars. But
Yeah.
if you go to port to, pay duty, they will calculate you in dollar equivalent to you before you even bring out your cars from the port. So it affects us. The spare parts or the engine that I just talk of is the same thing. It is this dollar that makes it up there.
Okay.
Right? So we are not in a country that we use dollar, but everything in Ghana is dollar equivalent. Instead of we buying the thing in CD, when you go and say, oh, dollar cost, dollar have done this, dollar have done that. But we are in Ghana, we are using CD.
All right, and now let's take a look at this. How many times have you increased transport fares in the last 7 months?
Twice.
Why?
Because the fuel price, we have a method of increasing transport fare.
Okay.
But when it reached that end, the minister will come in. We beg you, if you increase the transport fare, you yourself, you end up buying things high again. So let's maintain that. Instead of him playing a fair game, like go to the OMCs and then
the oil marketing
companies to go and tell them, oh, cap it for us like 6 months, or do this
to maintain the price for the next 6 months.
Okay. They don't do that, but every 2 weeks, price will change. Every 2 weeks, it will go up.
Okay.
But we, the drivers, we don't see it in our day in, day out activity, because when a driver is buying a fuel at, let me say, 4 cedis 50 pesos per liter, and it goes to 4 cedis 80 pesos per liter. When you buy 1 gallon of that, the amount added to it is having. I won't, if you're my passenger, I won't charge you for it. I'm bearing that cost. Meanwhile, it is you that I'm transporting, not me.
Okay. So as of today, what is the price of fuel, petrol?
The price of petrol is 15 cedis 15 cedis 10 pesos per liter.
15.10.
Yeah.
How much is diesel?
Diesel is 15.25.
So it's about 15 pesos higher than petrol.
Yeah.
But why is diesel expensive than petrol?
Because that one, let me use my layman's mind.
Okay.
Because we those that use diesel vehicles are more than the petrol cars, and the government need money, so you have to use that to gain his revenue.
So who is increasing the prices of the petroleum products? Is it government?
Government is part.
Okay.
Because their money is NPA that manage that aspect.
National Petroleum Authority.
Yeah. So if NPA and government have his rep over there, he is part of it. So government is the one doing it.
All right. Now let's come back to this. How accessible is public transport in Ghana?
In fact, if you compare Ghana public transport to other neighboring countries, Ghana is far better than the other countries.
Okay.
Like, let me use Togo, Burkina, and Ivory Coast, because they are the nearby ones. You see, Ghana, when you live in any tiny cranny area of Ghana, you can get transport to wherever you want to go. But the nearby countries, unless you use Okada or moto, before you can access what. But Ghana, you live in Ashalaja, live in Denchira, live in where? Which part of it? 𝗟𝗑𝗩𝗘, name it. Any remote area in Ghana, the next day that place is formed, the next day you see trotro over there. So for accessing public transport in Ghana is very easier, and is very affordable than even countries that I'm mentioning.
What is the cheapest price of public transport currently, from where you stand?
The cheapest price?
Yes, from which part to which part of Accra is the cheapest?
For that one, I won't be able to give you.
So you have some of your vehicles in Circle, right?
We have vehicles at Circle.
At the Circle station?
Yeah, the Circle station.
Okay.
We have it at La Paz.
Okay.
We have it at
Accra. You have churches in 𝗟𝗏𝗃 and 𝗵𝗲𝗃.
Everywhere.
Every area or every community.
Every community.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the last time you increased the price, it was around 5 cedis 50 pesos, and you increased it to 6 cedis 50 pesos.
Yeah, that's
why so? Why the 1 cedi difference?
Because
then the price hike for the petroleum products was less than 3%. So why would you add once? This time it's 4%. You're going to add 2 cedis.
You calculate from the last increment. It is not so. We increased transport fare in April.
Yeah.
After April,
we are in July.
We are in July.
Another increment is about
increment came after April because it's every 2 weeks. The first one was 1.5%. The second one was 4%, and the third one was 2%. Even the third one was recently, 1st of this month.
That's a 4% increment.
Yeah, that was the 2% increment. And then the last one.
There's another 4.
And the last one is 4%, the current one.
So you're talking about 6%.
I'm talking about 11.5%.
So you are saying that the last time you increased prices, you increased it about 1 cedi or 1 cedi 50 pesos. So if there is an 11% increment, you're going to add about 2 cedis to it. Is that what we are going to experience?
No. It's not. It is not calculated that way.
Okay.
Let me use the April one and then the current one, like we have to start today before we postpone it or we suspend it.
Okay.
April we increase it by 20%. But the 20% is being calculated in very different way, depending on the area you are. Let me use Ashalaja to Accra as an example. Ashalaja to Accra.
It's how much?
It's now 14 cedis. Formerly, it was 11 cedis, yeah.
11 cedis, they increased it to 14 cedis?
Yes.
3 cedis?
Yes. You know why?
That's huge.
It's very huge. It's very huge because the distance, if you want to calculate it by the kilometer, it will be more than that.
How many kilometers from Ashalaja to Accra?
For that one, unless I go to my file before I will know the exact kilometers. But you see, transport fare is being done in such a way that we consider the place and how the place is like. Ashalaja was, even from first, before you get people from Ashalaja to Accra, the whole day, is only 1 or 2 cars that can go. So we consider that and we reduce the price to suit the people over there. Because if you join a car from Ashalaja to Amasama, before you get car from Amasama to Accra, the fare is almost 18 cedis, right? But we want the people to patronize it, so we start like from Ashalaja to Accra instead of us taking 15 or 16 cedis.
Which part of Accra are you talking about? Kaneshi or Accra itself?
Accra itself.
Okay.
From Ashalaja to Accra itself.
So it means that from Ashalaja to Kaneshi will be like 12 cedis.
You see, that's why I'm coming in.
Okay.
The prices are different.
Okay.
The reason why it's different is that you can go to Ashalaja to Accra, you use Kaneshi or you use Circle. Okay. When you use Circle, maybe you take Circle like 12 cedis, Accra 14 cedis. When you use Kaneshi, you take Kaneshi like 13 cedis, Accra 14 cedis. The price, we have slight difference.
But you see, from Kaneshi to Accra, you're saying that from Kaneshi to Accra is 1 cedi.
To you, it will sound strange. But it will sound strange. Yeah. But because we want people from Ashalaja to go to Accra without stress, right? Let me use this as an example. Some people will be going to Pokwase or Amasama. Let me use Accra to Amasama. Instead of them loading straight to Amasama and take like 10 cedis, they will say circle. And they will take Circle fare. Yeah,
you get to Circle.
You get to Circle. They say Achimota.
So this is one of the issues we're going to discuss after the break. But I want us to dwell on the fare itself, because these are some of our commuters' concerns that has been sent to us on our message platform, and so these are some of the issues we'll discuss after the break. But let's look at this. Ideally, I'm saying that from Kaneshi to Accra cannot be 1 cedi.
It cannot be.
So why do you charge from Ashalaja to Kaneshi 13 cedis and you charge from Ashalaja to Accra at 14 cedis?
Yes, it cannot be 1 cedi.
Okay.
But you see, if we say those that are going to Kaneshi to take Kaneshi car straight, you will be there like 4 or 5 hours without getting car to Kaneshie. But when we say Accra, Kaneshie, the two of you all will go. But our last destination is Kaneshie. Getting passenger from Kaneshie to Accra, it will be difficult for us because we have
other cars in Kaneshie loading to
Accra. So when you get there, you can get passenger. So when
your vehicle will not get passenger, but not like the vehicles they won't get passenger.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why from there to they have their own price. Like you are asking me, that Accra to Kaneshie will not be one city because those over there to have their price.
We definitely pick a way you move.
Yeah.
Sure. The big bus.
The big bus. So that losses that is coming from Accra to Kaneshie, we want to minimize it. I won't lose, you too, you won't lose. So we will take you a fare that the driver will not lose, you too, you won't lose. Because losing at your end is you wait over there to Ashalaja to Kaneshie like 6 hours. Instead of you having the same car coming to Accra, taking you 13 cities, and you use an hour.
But how is the public transport impacting Ghana? What is the impact?
The impact, you yourself can attest to it, that if you are coming to work, the trotro driver or the taxi driver that will bring you to work, for you to work and help Mother Ghana. So we are impacting. The day I will use 6 December 2020 as yardstick. The day that we did that sit-down strike, it wasn't a day, it was 4 hours.
I felt the brunt because I was on my way to work. I stood from 8 a.m. and it was around 10 a.m. and I still didn't get a car. Yeah. Because
it was sit-down strike that we did that very day. And what happens to Ghana that very day? We also feel it. A woman walked from, I saw it on one of the television. They were following her closely from Tema to, it get to Tetekwashi enclave there before the ban was lifted. So it is Tetekwashi that he got car from. And walked, he trekked from Tema through the motorway. Not even bush way anywhere. Through the motorway. And he got to Tetekwashi. It takes the woman like 4 to 5 hours. Even he doesn't come from Tema itself, from Ashama enclave there.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Say. But we'd like to take a quick break. We're going to take a little water and then we'll be back. But today we've been discussing a lot of issues. We've been discussing the public transportation system in Ghana. We are looking at the problems and we are assessing the solutions, and then we are bringing out remedies for this public transport system. Earlier, we were talking about the issues surrounding transportation, the price hikes, the prices of spare parts and all that. But we'll come back after the break and we are going to talk about the passengers' concern, the commuters' concern. That has to do with the bad cars, the fact that you'll be picked up. You are going to Pokwasi, but you don't get a straight car. The car will pick you from Circle, alight you at La Paz probably, or Abeka Junction, and then, you know, pick up in that same format until you get to Pokwasi. These are the second part. This is how we are going to discuss, or the second part is going to be like. We'll go for a break. We'll return shortly.
The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA, MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246 275375, 0240 154825 or 0244 596603 or visit our website www.csuc.edu.gh. CSU is located at Odinaho Kwadaso on the Kumasi Obuasi Road, 100 meters off Star Junction. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa.
And to make him better known. That's
Nyansa, it's Shannon Peninano, and I agent Peninano. To baby Biara and Penifuashia, Naya Sayagin. Ne open Yansano, or Ben Wa, or the good year, Chaginimu a good year, and a coffee. Penia Sagini, and some more drop, and some polo. Somewhere, you tear Bobra, a co ye, a frasi frito, near open Yansano, or Manguan Guenia say, the Peninsula Agony, the Bay Shira, Amano, and then in Chirima. Yadamwasi.
Jack in penning in Soyagony, Jemre, Nashayan, Mimninde, Nimimninde Pia, and no pat no watching, or Wesleyan television so.
Welcome back. You're still watching The State here on WTV. My name is 𝗟𝗏𝗧𝗏. Today we are talking about the public transportation, and so if you just tuned in, this is where our conversation is headed. We've talked about the challenges confronting the drivers themselves. This time it's time for us to also talk about the passengers or the commuters. Now let's take a look at this. How do we improve the safety of the passengers? I'm saying this because you sit in public transport, one way or the other, you lose your item. Where do you go back to get that item? The driver may even pick it up. You may not even know who the driver is, where to find the driver and all that. How can we improve the safety of the commuters?
Thank you very much. I will use your stage as an example. You see, we have to be hand in hand with the media, because these days, media is more close to us than even our stations. Because more people, Ghanaians now have affection to the media than other places. So we start this at our outfit there. Okay. We start this with
Where's
one
your
of
outfit?
La Paz, 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗓 Highway branch. Every Saturday, we do this. Any item that been left in the vehicles that the owners didn't come for it, we send it to Joy Prime. Yeah, they have a segment called Trotto Diary, in which after when they are doing the program, then they start showing it. They start showing it, and their owners. Last week we have a very encouraging message that people are now coming for their things, their items. You see, when you go to various stations, there are people's items there. We gather them. When people doesn't come a year or two, then we bend them all, including ID cards.
All right. Now, let's come back to personal. Let's come back to you personally. How long have you been in this business?
34 years now.
Okay. Since you became the PR, what are some of the complaints that you've gathered so far?
The complaints that I gathered are so many.
I mean, as a driver?
Yeah.
Okay.
The complaints that comes to us, because now I can say I drive. These days too, I drive, but not
long
often.
Distance?
No, yeah, I drive long distance.
Okay.
I drive Kumasi, Accra, and then Accra, Aplawu, and then name it. I go distance.
Okay.
But these days, because of my position, hardly I drive, except weekends.
Okay.
But the complaints that come these days is the rickety cars on our roads, and and how if it's rain, even we sanction 2 cars at our station. If you go to TikTok,
Circle?
La Paz Highway Branch.
If you have people in Circle, I want you to go to Circle as well.
We have people in Circle.
Okay.
We have people in Circle. And you see, at times, I don't blame them.
Who do you blame? Because they are taking the money from us. You can't blame us.
You see, you say we are taking the money from you. Yes, we take money from passengers.
Yeah.
But where did the money end up? It ended up filling station.
Okay.
Because when a vehicle is working and he didn't get his sales, definitely the fuel, he will buy it.
So you're saying that whether or not you make your sales, you still have to buy fuel?
So the money ends up at filling stations. And that is what is bothering us, we the transporters ourselves. Because at the end of the day, the driver will come home and then start narrating story to you. Oh, me call say, you know, me call 2 trips, me nya passenger, and me petrol swasa, me diesel swasa. And you end up, even the sales that they bring, you end up giving him half of it to go and refill the tank. And it is
as
not
a car owner?
As a car owner. And it is not their fault too as well. See, 4% that we are talking of.
Yeah, the current 4%.
That is a liter.
Okay.
And 4.5 of a liter makes 1 gallon. So if instead of him making 200 cedis,
okay,
and now that 200 cedis that is making, he will buy fuel out of it like 5 cedis, 50 cedis. And that 50 cedis, he's not going to add 40 cedis to that 50 cedis before making 90 cedis before he will get back the fuel that he needs. And he's not charging it on your fare. You see where the driver is losing. So you are saying that it is right for you to increase the transport fares? Yes. Yes. But
why were you hesitant to say yes or no?
The reason why I'm saying so is we just had a meeting Friday.
Okay.
Last week Friday.
You postponed it?
We postponed it.
Hooray.
And we suspend it for now.
Okay. Until when?
The time is not yet now announced. When the time comes, we'll announce it to the general public. Now,
most people have accused you of incessant price hikes in transport fares. What would you say to that?
They will accuse us because that is their understanding. But if they are in our shoes, they will know we are not increasing transport fare because of increased sick.
But is your increment legal?
Yes, it's legal. Because we have...
How legal is that?
Yes, we have... you see, it is this current minister that is not helping us. Let me be frank and honest with you. We have ministers before this minister. They have dialogue or they call us into stakeholders meeting. But ask this current minister and its administration, how many times did access? Except drivers agitate that
what is the process you have to go through before you increase the prices? Tell us.
The process that we have to go through is this. We have two formulas. One is when the fuel price reach 10%.
Okay.
Fuel price, the reason why fuel price is the yardstick is that spare parts are bought 3, 4 months or 5 months or a month. But fuel is daily. And because fuel is daily and insurance is yearly, those things play into it. So anytime that fuel goes up, it affects us more. So we use the fuel to gauge it. When the time comes for us to increase transport fare, it is G4 Achiever that set this target down. That if fuel is up to 10%, we should increase transport fare. But fuel...
Do you have to go back to them to sit behind a round table and have the discussion?
My sister, if you stay in a village before, the analogy that I'm going to do, you understand. When you go to farm and we say when we get to that junction, we will stop and rest. And you get to that junction and your mother keep going, you will cry and then throw the foodstuffs away. That is what is happening to we, the transporters. We have a target
what does it mean?
Yes, we have a target that when fuel price exceeds 10%, we should increase transport fare.
Has it exceeded 10%?
It has exceeded 10%. Per the calculation I gave to you now, it's 11 and a half.
What's the duration?
The duration doesn't matter. The duration doesn't matter because fuel price is every 2 weeks. The price is being reviewed every 2 weeks. Consecutive time, fuel they can increase 2 and you get the 10%. That's 1 month.
So then you have to increase.
You have to increase.
And she agreed to it.
Then she agreed to it because then before fuel price will be increased, it goes a long way. Do you know what?
So currently, what is the situation? She's not agreeing to that.
Oh, now we have a new minister that doesn't want to even sit with the drivers. We have, you see, if you are doing something with public, you have to have the public in mind. If you are doing something with drivers, you have to have the drivers in mind. We know that his ministry is very big because he is into rain, he is into ship, he is into air, he is into the land as well, the trotro and then the. But there is this saying in Arkansas, we food us one, we you can make time with all these people, but because their office and their class is for plane, they always think about plane and play fair.
What is this current transport minister telling you? Have you had meetings?
The current transport minister is a very good friend of mine, but he's not doing well.
But have you had meetings?
Well, so we say we are increasing transport fare before we have meetings. Is that fair?
So when was the last time you had a meeting with him?
It was a year ago.
Even before the April increment of transport fares?
Yes, before the April increment
you didn't
of
have
transport.
A meeting with him?
We didn't have a meeting.
So how then did you arrive at the transport fare that was increased?
I told you we have a formula that is there that
so
if fuel
that
price is 10% increase, we did not need to go to minister and ask him the fuel price is 10% because it had been laid down. It's laid down procedure. Okay. Your station is being governed by a church, isn't it? But church, they have their doctrine. You cannot go and bring another doctrine into your church and do the same thing. Sure. Yours is to do what your doctrine says. So our doctrine is, if it is 10%, let's increase transport fare. But it will exceed that 10%. And minister will tell you, hold on. But the money adding to the money before we are buying the fuel, he didn't think of it. Where do we get that money?
So the last price increment, he didn't say anything about it.
What he could say is, any police officer that sees that drivers have increased transport fare, they should be arrested. That was the statement.
Were any of the drivers arrested? We
were praying that they should arrest any driver or they should arrest me. That would be the end of transport, commercial transport, like private commercial transport in Ghana.
In all this, do you put us in your shoes?
If we didn't put our customers into our shoes, we should have, by this time, it will not be this discussion that we'll be having here. They will say, oh, somebody have hurt over here because the price have changed. Somebody have done this over here. We have considered our passengers 100%. That's why we suspend this 15% increment. Because since April till now, there is no any wages. There is no any increment in wages. So the salary having been increased. So if we increase transport fare, we'll end up hurting ourselves because my child takes trotro to school. Somebody's also child takes trotro to school. Somebody's brother takes trotro to work. Somebody's husband also takes trotro to somewhere. So it's like we are hurting ourselves. That's why we postpone this. Other than that, if we could have go by the logic that is there, the 20% will be, the 15% will be working by this time.
Interesting. As you are thinking about what our interests are and all that, I mean, what would you do to change the narrative for others, everyone to know that you are not working in your interest alone, but in the interest of other commuters and then yourself? Yes, that is why we keep telling both the passengers and then the drivers that, especially the drivers, that we are pleading with them. We know that they are going through hell, but they should cope
with us because they have elected us to this office to do their bit. And that is what we are doing for them. We want to come out with our own blueprint that in a year will be increased transport fare twice or 3 times in a year, so that Ghanaians will be adjust to it. Because if you know that from January to April there will be increment, you adjust yourself to it, and you know that from April
our salaries are not adjusted towards that. Not all the time.
You know, there is this saying in Nigeria that Ghanaians are magicians. Yes, it's truly true. We are magicians. Our salary and the lorry fare. Somebody works at 𝗟𝗓𝗏 and he earns 1,000 cedis a month, but he pays transport fare in and out 50 cedis a day. How many times did that 1,000 earns within the month? Do your own calculation and give me the answer.
Okay, so it means that we have the money.
We don't have the money.
Okay.
That is why we are not moving forward as country. Let me be frank and realistic with you. Because there is this saying that we all say, Obia chop money, Obi bottom. When you go to work, instead of you concentrating and do what demands of you, you'll be thinking of your transport fare back home and your child.
Oh, okay.
Instead of you doing the right thing, you'll be doing the wrong thing.
Anyways, I would like to ask you my final question, but do you expect any price increment in transport fares? Yes or no?
For now, no.
All right, thank you very much. And so you heard us speak with the PRO of the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana. He's in the person of 𝗟𝗓𝗪𝗘. He spoke to us concerning the public transportation system in Ghana. We've assessed all the situations and we've brought out some remedies to it. He says we shouldn't expect any price hike in transport fares, and that is good news for the ordinary Ghanaian. That is good news for the passenger, good news for the commuter. Thank you so much for joining us on the stage today, Monday. Welcome your way. Same time on Wednesday. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. All right. Thank you, sir.